Hey, what's up, you guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I was hoping to do a webisode today, but the weather was kind of against me and I couldn't really do the main thing that was the webisode, so we'll do that one another day. But an interesting thing happened, and I thought I'd just do a little vlog about it. Some of you know that I've been sort of going to the gym now for a couple of weeks and, sort of trying to take a little bit better care of myself, which is all sort of part of this thing that I kind of forced myself into because obviously with the fire and the move and all of that sort of stuff has sort of made me quite unhappy. So I thought, well, no, I actually have to make myself happy because ain't nobody else going to do it. So I have to make changes myself. So that included things like eating a little bit better, going to the gym, just getting out and living life and doing stuff. Um, and an interesting thing happened today. I very nearly didn't make this, and it actually took me about an hour to work up to making this because I just really didn't feel like it. But an interesting thing happened. So as I say, going to the gym. Met a girl at the gym the other night, sitting in this bar. She's a really, really great girl, and she's vegan, right? And like I've got a lot of friends that are vegan, and you know, those of you that know me know that I like to take the piss out a little bit, out of anybody for anything really, just as long as people have the ability to laugh at themselves. Anyway, I did it with this girl. I was having bacon and eggs for breakfast, and I sent her a picture of it, and she didn't think that was funny at all. And I was like, well, and like I can totally appreciate that. And I think now that she understands that I was just having a bit of a laugh, wasn't trying to be an asshole or anything. But anyway, the point is the thing that worked out that was quite funny is Karma bit me on the ass on this because um, had food, whatever, and waited a while. Then I went to the gym, and I felt so weak. Like normally I do some cardio, and then I go do some circuit training, and then I go sit in the sauna. And so today, like normally, what would be a 15-minute sort of, I think it's which I don't know how far it is, but about a 15-minute bike ride, was about a 9-minute bike ride because by then I was just falling apart and I was on lower settings. I just felt weak. I thought, okay, well I'll go do my rowing then because I started doing rowing, which is amazing. And yeah, I didn't get. Normally I do 2 kilometers on the rowing, and I think I got about 700 meters before I felt like I was going to die. Um, and so the interesting thing about it was, I felt very weak, and then I sort of, I went and tried some circuit training, and it was not a good day for me today. So the thing that was interesting is I got in the car, and I was sort of like sitting there, I was driving home, and I thought I need to ring my friend Jaden because he's, the person that I would bounce these kind of ideas off. Because I directly put the correlation to what I had for breakfast, which is where the karma part comes in, because I was showing off to a vegan about eating bacon, and then I went to the gym and I just couldn't do it. And I mean, like, I have no intention of going full vegan or anything like that, but I do see a lot of merit in the vegan diet, and I would certainly like to implement a lot more of that into what I have now, but without giving up some of the stuff that I like. But the interesting thing of it was, is I was driving home from the gym and I felt like crap, and well, I didn't feel like crap. The thing that I felt was actually really interesting. Was I felt sad. I don't know why I felt sad. Like it was actual sadness. Like it wasn't like angry at myself that I'd done something to slow myself down. I just felt actually sad, and I don't know why. I mean, it's all sort of chemicals and stuff like that, and I'm sure someone can explain it. But it was an interesting thing. So yeah. Anyway, I rang my friend Jaden, and he actually didn't pick up. I've just got off the phone with him now. I was on the phone with him for about an hour, and it really cheered me up, and it really made me sort of think about the way that our body works, and the thing that he said that resonated hugely now that I'm sort of doing some of these new ideas is that you are your biggest project, and experiment on yourself. And that kind of had a lot of merit to it in the sense of I can understand where totally 100% where he's going with that, and the experimentation part is the part that I find interesting, because the biggest problem I have is my diet. I like food that I shouldn't, but even now, the thing that I'm starting to notice more now that I'm pushing my body to more limits, because with going to the gym and pushing yourself and that sort of thing. The thing that I'm finding now is that is the direct correlation of the reactions from what you put into your body, and that's the interesting part. Like cheese, for example. I'm not lactose intolerant or anything like that, but it is interesting to see the effect that a large amount of cheese with things that I love, like pizza, has an effect. So like if I go to the good old Sal's Pizza, I will have I'll have what I normally have, but then I'll feel lethargic for it, and I notice it now, and I notice it. I've never really done that before, and that's an interesting thing. I mean, it's a it's an interesting juggling game, you know. Like, I mean, I've actually going out for dinner on Thursday, and we're going to go to some place that does like American food down here in Tauranga. It's supposed to be really good. I'm really looking forward to it, but I know, and I will account for the fact that it's not going to have a hugely positive effect on my body, and that's interesting. Pardon me. Like I've known, like I know that back like I haven't touched KFC for quite a long time, but I remember if I was to go and have something like KFC, that within 5 minutes it's just instant regret. It's regret, and that regret would stay with you for the rest of the day easily. So I don't have things like that hardly at all anymore. And I mean, I certainly have anything like that in the last sort of since the house burned down. I think I had it once, and it was again instant regret. Um, so the thing for me now and it's kind of exciting at the same time, is trying to find out what makes it better. Because I mean, obviously going to the gym, you look at your numbers, you look at your weights, you look at how long you can do something for. And it's like, well, how do I make it better? And the biggest part of that I'm starting to learn is the fuel that you put into it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of mindset in it as well. Not to mention when like the thing I put up the other day about the cute MILF that was sort of talking to me about. I don't remember what she was talking about now. She had a nice butt though. Anyway, the point is that the motivation, there was a visual stimulant for me to be like, oh, I've got to do more because the girl's like, Anyway, that's part of it. But so much of it now is just how much is what you put in, And I mean, I still have my vices, like I still get up, I like an energy drink in the morning, I feel like it kind of wakes me up and gets me going. But I mean, to be fair, that's probably the worst thing I do at the moment anyway, other than what I eat. And the problem that I have with the food side of it is that obviously since the house burnt down, we're living in this rental and living with mum and dad, and it's pretty much around whatever dad wants to eat, which is annoying because so much of the stuff that I want to try is never going to go over with that. So it means I'm just going to be having to do all of it myself anyway, and that's fine. It's just I guess the thing now for me to do is a lot of research as to what to try, and then just actually doing it and trying it. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's an interesting journey, and I didn't want to go like huge about it. Like you didn't want to, for me, it's just something that makes me feel better about myself. I mean, not from what other people think, but just within myself. And I think that's the important part, because the better that you can feel within yourself is the better that you'll feel outside. And also one thing on that note that I've noticed is that like one of the things I've picked up lately, and this is actually from something that I picked up from Roman Atwood vlogs, is to just like smile more. That's his brand. This smile more. And it's like, if you can sit there and look at a situation, and before you open your mouth, you go, is this constructive? Is this beneficial? Is this a reasonable thing to say? How is this making the other person's life better? Which, ironically, leads all the way back to the start of me showing the cute vegan girl bacon, which had a negative effect. And it had a negative effect on so many levels that makes me sit there and think, well, like, holy crap, that had so much to do with one little thing, can change so much. So, if that had been something else, like, hey, look, I went to that thing that you told me about and it was great, I loved it, and then gone to the gym and then had been fueled better and then had a better workout, and then, and then I've got other mates that are down from Auckland at the moment going to catch up, have a go have a good time with them, like, it's amazing the knock-on effect. So, I mean, I think the thing to impress, I guess the thing that, well, I don't think I'm really trying to impress anything, but I guess if there's something that I want you to take away from this, would be something like, think about what you're saying, how you're interacting, and the effect that has on both yourself and other people. And what I mean by that is like, like, I mean, there was a Facebook group that I'm in, and there was some guy showing off that he was taking the piss out of a famous YouTuber, and I was like, well, that's quite possibly the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Well, actually, no, it's not, but it's up there. But the point is like, you're showing off about being a troll, and it's like, how is this making anything for anybody better other than you? Because you feel better, but I mean, anyway. And then on top of that, and it's the choices that we make, it's what we put in our bodies, it's what we put out there to the world, it's those sorts of things. And I guess the thing is just, stop and think, like, how is this making your day better? How is this making their day better? How is this making your life better? How is it making the world better? And I guess that's the thing. I mean, if you can try and put a positive slant on whatever it is that you're doing, then I think that the world will be a better place. And I'm all for the world being a better place. So yeah, anyway, this is getting way too long and I'm rambling, so I will turn it off here. I'll probably just chuck this in the vlog thing on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching if you're still here. Sorry to the cute looking girl for ruining my day. Not really, because I'm going to go back and hit the gym later once I've had some better food. And yeah. Anyway, talk to you soon.